Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. I've missed you guys so much, and I hope you've all been happy, healthy, and well, guys. This is what I want to hear. Um, so let's get right into your reading. Now, it was funny. A few weeks ago when I had uploaded, Virgo and Leo and all the other signs. I had skipped over your reading and I didn't even realize it because I kind of felt guided to do certain ones. And I just, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I already did Aquarius. I usually kind of will do them in threes as kind of, so in this case, it would have been what Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And I just didn't do them, but it must have been for a reason. So let's get to it now. Um, so first half of this reading is generally about you. Second half will be about your soulmate, whoever you may be thinking about. Just keep in mind that the energies can be flip-flopped. And before something tailored to your specific situation, you will need a private reading. Okay? Um, so Aquarius, and I got a couple of different decks going here. I felt guided to different ones. What I feel, there's an energy going on here of, I don't know if you've been feeling, it feels like it can be relationships, it feels like it can be career, love, things going maybe like a certain way in your life that maybe you want to go a certain way or be a certain way, but maybe sometimes aren't. There's this energy here of, I don't know how to say it. I feel like maybe you're feeling, see, because I feel like I'm you or whoever may be watching this, whoever this is going to resonate with. And it feels kind of like maybe I feel like my life is sometimes manipulated by others, or it's kind of like I'm out of control in a way of my own life. It could be like my job is, maybe a little crazy and it drains me. It doesn't make me feel good. And it feels like maybe you're feeling a little powerless right now. And it kind of feels like, I want to say, like, there may be like a few rotten fruits on the tree. They're showing me, I'm seeing it in my head like an image of like a fruit tree. It can be an apple tree, grapevine. I'm seeing more like an apple tree though, or a peach tree. And what it feels like is there are some rotten fruits on there. But there are other fruits that are good, but there are certain ones maybe that it's time to pluck them. It's time to either, in other words, like eat them, pluck them, sow them back in the ground again. It's like an energy of maybe now is the time to prune your life, prune your garden. I just saw 333. That's what I kind of feel, because it feels like there is, I feel like this. You may have an image maybe of how you want your life to be right now, like maybe in terms of how your relationships are going, or it can even be, if you're single, like a lack thereof, of love, or let's say it's career, or maybe it's a combination of all these things, which I kind of feel like it is. What it feels like is, I feel like my life is out of control. And like, but it's more like there are certain things in your life that are making it out of control. And what I also feel is, it's more like your response to what's out of control, let's say in your life. Because what I do feel is this, like, no matter what, spiritually speaking, right? No matter what is going on in our life, no matter what people do to us, right? Ultimately, our reaction or how we handle it is our choice. And what it feels like here is you have the power to kind of make the change, but what it feels like is you just have to do it. It feels like you may be afraid. Let's say it's like a job that's out of control, or, like maybe it can even just be your work schedule, or for some of you, it's going to resonate differently. But what it feels like is there's this thing in your life that's just kind of making you feel powerless. Maybe it's like an energy of, I don't know, like I don't feel like I have enough money, to buy things that I want, or even never mind that I want, that I need. Or you could be in a relationship and be feeling single, feeling unsupported. There's this energy, though, of it's at the point now where you need to make the change. It's either, I feel like two things, if you're feeling this way, need to happen. It's the way you're reacting or responding to it that's going to dictate how you make the change, or the change that you have to make. And what I am feeling here, there's a weird message coming across, but it feels like I know what I have to say. Other people are not going to be the solution to this problem. If you think someone else is going to do or can do it for you, it feels like it's a no. It feels like it's something like if you're waiting for somebody else to, whether it's again like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, friends, this, that, it feels like it's a no. It could be family drama. It could be work drama. It really feels like it's a lot of things for a lot, whoever may be watching this or cross-watching. But I am feeling an energy of nobody, it's not going to come, whatever it is, isn't going to come from another person. It feels like it's something that you need to kind of take into your own hands. And I feel like if you're because this is what's making me feel like kind of expecting somebody else to do it for you. And it feels like it's a no. It feels like I want to say, like, create your own damn luck and make it happen. And I'm also looking at this number 13. You know what it makes you feel too? Like, again, something that may appear, like maybe unlucky or bad, or, it's a problem. Maybe it's getting to you to where you need to be. But also, there's this energy coming through of if something is, not working for you anymore, not like maybe you've outgrown something or somebody or a certain way of living, a certain work, a certain job, a certain lifestyle, a certain routine. Maybe it's time then to change that. But somebody else isn't going to do it. That's the kind of advice that I'm feeling. There's something in your life that it's kind of like, it may be crappy, yeah, but it's something like your job to do it, and you have the power to do it. Don't get stuck in this, feeling like you can't. It kind of feels like, I think we sometimes all can do this, but if you keep it going for like too long, you'll stay in the same spot. Kind of like going from like maybe a victim to a victor in a situation. And it's what it's going to require. It feels like it's either a change of mindset on your part or viewpoint, and that's what I feel leads to the change happening. But this does feel like no one is going to come in and kind of do it. It's not the other people, it's you. If that makes sense. Or your reaction to it, or how you're choosing to handle it. It feels like if you want to make the change. If it's a job, start looking for something else. If it's the hours, work to change your availability. It's like you're in control of your life. And I feel like, it's funny. There's a card sitting over here, the Metal King. And what it says is discipline, armor, boundaries. With this, I'm feeling more like discipline is the key here. It's kind of like do it. Discipline yourself to do it. Um, there's also this armor and boundaries in a way. This I feel like there's an energy, like, let's say some of you have been moody lately, or you've been feeling like aggressive, or that it's because something in your life is out of balance. Okay, and if this resonates, like maybe reverse, if it's someone around you, it's because there's something in their life or your life that's out of balance, and you have to set good boundaries in order to fix it, be at peace. But there's also an energy with this card of like someone who's very on edge and maybe like a little defensive or aggressive. Catch yourself if that's you, and like work to balance your life out again. It all starts in here. And I think when you can kind of balance or keep it in check, like what's going on in here, that's how you can change what's going on out there. The sun dancers. Joyful activity, celebration of life. That's what this feels like. It's almost kind of like doing this with your own energy. And I also feel like if it's people in your life, you have to, setting proper boundaries is healthy. But what that also means too is like coming to agreements. It's kind of like you need the confidence to set your boundaries, but also like, know what you got to compromise on. And as long as it's happening like in a reciprocal fashion, it's fine. But I do feel there's something in your life. It's like an energy of if you're feeling moody or this and that, something's got to change in your life. And I think you have the power to do it. So I am picking up a relationship right now. If this feels like love, let me leave this here. Okay. These particular cards don't have names. It's not a standard kind of deck, but I know what I'm feeling. There's an energy here maybe of like, let's say you're in a relationship. I feel like I'm maybe in a relationship. It feels like maybe you feel like your person is not listening to you. You may feel a little, I don't know how to say it, like stressed, confined. Like maybe this isn't a partnership. It's more like it's their show and I'm just a part in it. It may be somebody with like, you could be dealing with someone with a lot of like ambitions. Kind of, I don't know if it's like hobbies or work or whatever. It just feels like, and it may be that your voice, like maybe you need to, or maybe you have, and it feels like it's falling upon deaf ears. Because I feel I'm a little confined. Like I don't have a voice, or like no one's listening to me. This is very much like the Five of... I feel an energy here of... You may be caught up, or feel like you're caught up in somebody else's life, and you're kind of like a passenger, but maybe you don't have an equal voice. Now, I do feel this, like, depending on your situation, there's some things, right, that it's not going to be all about you, nor should it. In a partnership, it's kind of got to be equal. Depending on what this is, I don't know everyone's specific situation. It feels like there are some things that maybe you need to start voicing and, you know, like setting like clear boundaries in a way, or like, can't put my thumb on it. It's an energy of, if you're going to say it, back it up. Don't let someone get away with the same thing over and over again. But make your voice heard. But at the same time, there are things too that I feel like your voice doesn't have to be heard. Not everything has to be, but there has to be a balance. But what it feels like is maybe there is more that you're not saying, or that you may be going along with, which may be like making you feel this way. Because I do feel that certain things need to be said, but not everything. But there are like certain things that maybe you need to start saying. Because I feel like you may be involved with someone who has very clear, I don't know, like a direct approach to things. A very kind of, again, they may be like, have a lot of hobbies, or like they have certain ways that they like things, be it in their life, in the house, and this and that, and yada, yada, yada. And what it feels like is, if you don't have a voice, you could easily be kind of swept up in that and then start feeling resentment. The art, I feel like it's the art of compromise. There's something about compromise coming out here. I'm hearing like what's fair is fair, but there's an energy of someone has to open up more about that, or speak it in a clearer, more firm way, but actually with like, not withhold it, but more uphold what was just said, or their feelings. I'm getting pretty clear advice. There's an energy of like, stand up more for yourself, but know what you have to stand up to yourself on. Again, there are some things that you don't have to, other things you do. It's kind of like pick and choose your battles wisely, but if you're feeling this way all the time, that's not good. Or this can even begin, it can be the person you're dealing with, or like a person around you. For cross watcher, it could be the Aquarius. You know, because I am picking up on somebody maybe who, I don't know if it's someone who you're dealing with, or, because there's kind of this energy of like, it'll never be enough. Like, no matter what is done, somebody will always be, or like, it's almost like chronically depressed, or, you know, like looking for the next thing, or like it's never enough. That kind of behavior, it's kind of like negative, and it needs to be nipped in the bud. Somebody's got to start looking at their blessings, but there's also an energy again of, at the same time, your voice does need to be heard. But there's something about the art of compromise on both ends that needs to occur. Whether it's you or the partner. I do feel, though, an energy like you feel your voice isn't being heard. You know, and like whether it is and you're just not seeing it, or whether it's actually not, I'm going to leave that up to you, because this feels like there could be a lot of cross watchers watching this. It could be the Aquarius doing this, or it's you, like the person you're dealing with. Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. See, I feel an energy like, again, there is somebody here who is very clear about what they want, who they are, how they like things, how they live their life. And then the other one feels like it's just like powerless, or, you know, I don't know what to do. How do I handle this? My voice isn't being heard. What it feels like is there's an energy of, if you're feeling like this, you have to state it more. Awakening. It feels like compromise. You need to compromise with them, they need to compromise with you. Ten of Swords. See, and I feel this. There's an energy coming through of like, somebody isn't a mind reader. Maybe they expect you to be a mind reader, or like you're Aquarius, or like an Aquarius is expecting other people to be a mind reader and kind of know that they're feeling this way or what's hurting. You know, I mean, in general, people are pretty good at picking up on what upsets others, without them saying, but it should not have to be that way all the time. Just because you can doesn't mean that's the way. You're upset, say something, but it doesn't have to turn into a fight. You just say it. And then, but it's more like go for a compromise. So there is an energy of like two very different people coming through here. Like one is more confident, or has their, like, they're gonna get their shit done in a way, the way that they want. But if the other one doesn't stand up, they're gonna feel backstabbed, or like, what, I guess my feelings don't matter. Well, then start staying your feelings. Because I feel like I'm kind of feeling left out of, I don't know if it's decision making, or like you're maybe caught in someone's web and you want to, it's either like, I don't know that you want to end it, but it's more like you just want it like a little compromise. Like, don't I have a voice, or don't I have a say? Let me look at the energy of this other, who I'm feeling here, because it feels like there's kind of like a stubborn entity that it feels like maybe someone a little happy-go-lucky, like very this, but it's when they get their way. I'm also getting like an energy of money. It could be like money obsessed, or like a little materialistic. Okay, the Innovator. This would be the Hangman. Justice. Wow. Page of Swords. Idealist of Air. Page of Swords. The Sun. Strength. A lot of mages. I get an energy here of, and ooh, there's that Seven of Pentacles. It's the web. I get an energy here of many things. This person feels like they mean well, or they think they mean well. I get an energy of someone who has really no problem enforcing, or like getting things done their way. And this feels like if you let this person do it, they will. If they have no resistance, they will continue doing it. And I don't know if it's malicious, or it doesn't really feel like it's malicious to me for the purposes of this reading. But, it could be depending on your situation. But I feel this more as just, it could be someone who's like very career focused, or hobbies, or this and that, and like, or making big decisions and just kind of like getting you to go along with it, but where you feel like you don't have a say. It's kind of like my life and you're along for the journey, or like, it maybe feels like it's your life, not our life. Where do I fit into this? But in a way, it almost feels like, so create that. You have to create your space. With some people, if you don't have a strong voice, you will fall back or you will lose it. But I don't know that it's with malintent toward, but it feels like you have to stand your ground, but in a very firm yet kind of peaceful way. See, now there's an energy of it causing a lot of, this person feels like when things go their way, whoever you may be dealing with, they are just fine. As long as they get what they want. I'm getting an energy of Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and Taurus, and I don't know why. Maybe this could be the signs of this person. But see, and I'm also getting an Aquarius too is doing this. So for a cross watcher. But I do feel like an energy, once this person maybe gets like confronted or stood up to, they may feel like their feathers are in a ruffle. Like, kind of like people speaking up ruffles their feathers. And what it feels like is kind of like through a rough period, because they would have to kind of learn to compromise. And what it feels like is they would. King of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Wow, and the Ace of... there's an energy coming through here of, like, a compromise. But sometimes with compromise, it has to get a little rocky first. Like, somebody has to say, okay, I'm not feeling right. Like, this feels like this. And then it creates the tower moment. That's not always bad. That feels like a sudden change. But it does feel like whoever's that type, it feels like I'm getting like a meltdown, where, I do everything, but it would just be like, okay, but I don't think your way. I don't feel your way. It's like an energy of compromise. And it can be about, anything really, minutia, how you're spending your money, this and that, and if you're dating or something, like, listen, are we going towards marriage? Am I even a part of your future? You know what I mean? Like this kind of stuff. Somebody has to be more vocal, but also, see, there's an energy of, I keep feeling like discernment. Know when you need to be vocal and when you need to just shut up. Because compromise goes both ways. But if you're doing too much compromising, that's when someone's going to feel, or you're going to feel the resentment. Because what you don't want is for it to like twist the other way, where you're always getting your way. No, it's a balance, a compromise. You get your way, they get their way sometimes. And then, it's all good. Or, everyone, decisions are made as, let's say, a couple versus one person rules the roost. For somebody out there needs to hear this, like your hobby or what you like to do does not need the approval of your husband, your wife, your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Or anybody in your life. As long as you're paying your bills, fulfilling your responsibilities, it's like an energy of do as you please. As long as you're not doing anything, that's going to hurt yourself, other people, shady business. See, and there's an energy here of, I don't know why, this is the Seven of Swords, but there's an energy. See how the guy or the girl, whatever this, on this little eagle on the Seven of Swords, it's like an energy. He's going like, shh. There's an energy here of, again, speak your mind, but also know when to shut the hell up. Not everything requires a crazy reaction. From anybody, really. Certain things, yeah. Certain things, yeah. But not everything. Now, if you feel, there's an energy though of feeling like, maybe like my feelings are being like, oh, quiet, quiet, quiet. You know, or like if you're feeling like you're being invalidated too much, that needs to be discussed with your partner. But remember, not everything needs validation. Certain things do. Six of Wands. And it's funny, it came out sideways, which means it feels like an energy of the victory in this situation is your choice. It's how you're going to handle this going forward. Be it job, relationship. Because for all I know, this could be a boss, a workplace who's doing this to you, making you feel this way. With a job, it's a lot easier. Do what you got to do and look for something else. But again, I felt this from the beginning of the... This situation feels like it's something that you need to change in yourself. Yeah, I feel like this 2-1 is victory. This feels like kind of a mastery of the light and the dark. I understand both sides. And also, there's an energy here of compromising, too. Between not necessarily light and dark. In this case, it feels like here's your opinions, here's the other person's, and they're coming together. Protector of air. There's the King of... What a beautiful energy. King of Swords. I feel this is you. In a way, it's kind of like knowing what I need to address and what I don't. I just saw 3232. So listen, I hope this reading resonated with you, Aquarius. I'm sending you so much love. And again, if you're interested in a private reading, please email me down below, okay? That information is in the description box. I do offer live one-on-one readings and also pre-recorded readings. All my love to you. Bye-bye now.